Hello, my beautiful, beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette, the Vintage Paper Girl. Welcome to my studio, or at least I should say, welcome to my organization for my studios. I'm super happy to have you here today. I'm thrilled. I want to welcome each and every one of you, especially all of my new subscribers and lovingly all of my continued subscribers, those of you who come and watch my videos every time I post one. Thank you, thank you. Love you guys. Okay, so today we're talking about organization. The picture you see here is the cart that I pull up next to me on my left-hand side here of my table. And it has, what it has here, I'll explain what's in here. It's very well organized. These are all my ephemera books and boxes. And my ephemera books you've seen me use many, many times. My boxes are, I think you've seen me use these too. They sometimes have Tim Holtz or Tracy Fox in them, stuff like that, okay? And then, so those are in this middle one, and they run front to back. So that's what's there. Then the books are ephemera books like this one that I made in a video not long ago. This one that I just filled up over the weekend. These are all goodies that I have been gifted when I have purchased things from an Etsy shop. So everyone was so kind, and they all send you little thank you gifts, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite things. It's like a present inside of what you bought. And this little one is from A Journey of Crafting. She made this. I don't think she watches this channel, but anyway, I've had it waiting for her goodies for a while. And what I decided to do was put all of the things I'd been gifted into here so that I could use them in my journals. Isn't it beautiful? So anyway, that's what's on, that's actually what's right here. And so you can see I'm trying to make good use of every little space that I have. I have fun ribbons on this side. I have two things that are like pom-poms and things like over here. This is ephemera again. These are ribbons that are pink and cream. Most of the things here are for my shabby vintage stuff. They're all lighter colors, all pinks and creams and tans and stuff like that. These are papers, and again, these are vintage letters right here. These are all vintage pieces that I use in my work. Down here are all of my little bags and envelopes, the glassine things. Here, this is fabrics and things that I use for my journals. So this little cart comes up next to me because I'm usually grabbing something from this to decorate with. So it's kind of my decorating cart, and it's on wheels and it does move. It's a little heavy, so I kind of have to lift and move, and it sits on my left side when I'm working. So someone asked me, what does your cart look like? It was too hard for me to take the camera off and move it around. So I thought I'd just take a little picture of it and show you what my cart looks like. It's nice and neat right now. So I figure it's a good time to show you. The main thing I want to talk about is storage. And the biggest thing, people say, well, how do you store all of your digitals that you have? I have a lot of digitals. The number shall remain unnamed. But I put them into these plastic envelopes. They measure, which is perfect for what we do. They measure 13 inches, a little over 13 inches. So they fit a 12-inch paper pad as well as our 8.5 by 11 sheets. And I would say if you are European, it would also fit yours. I get these on Amazon. They come 40 to 50 per package, depending upon which one you choose. Now, when I get them, there's no brand name. It's all writing from China on one side of the bag when it comes, so I couldn't even tell you what the name is. But this is how I store certain kits that I keep right alongside of my desk. There's a stack of these next to me. They're what I call my daily pieces. These are my base pieces, things that I cut out to decorate with. They're not full kits that you would fold and make a journal. These are all the bits and pieces, and these are my ladies. This is my pile of ladies and florals, and it's a huge pile next to my desk. In fact, it's gotten so big now on the right-hand side of my desk that I'm going to be creating some storage for those envelopes to sit, so they'll sit so I can see them better, because right now they're just stacked up one on top of another. and they're a bugger to work with. I mean, they fall down all the time. So I have some new storage I'm going to be creating, and I may do the video on that. I'm going to be making an accordion file for my desk that those will go into. So let me show you how I store my full digital kits that have the ephemera in them and have all kinds of things to make a journal. This is how I do that. Now, this is a basket, as you can see, and these are here. See, nice and easy. Pick it up, see what you need. Okay, and so what I did was, first thing I did was take all my digitals and put them in to these little folders, these little pockets, big button pockets. And then what I did was I put them in here by designer. So meaning that if she's Shabby Dabby Doodah, all of hers are together. If it's something that's mine, all mine are together. If it's Jolene's, all Jolene's are together. And as we go down the line, like I have a whole bunch of Crafty Cat right here. So all hers are in here together. My porch prints, these are all hers. So you can see they're all together. So if I want to make a journal and I'm using her prints and I know she has 3 or 4 sewing, these are all sewing based, sewing themed. These are all sewing themed. Everything in this basket is sewing themed so that I can make a sewing journal from vintage to grungy, all the way back to retro, okay? And sometimes I will throw things in here that I need, like say the pattern pieces to make that journal. So this basket, so these baskets that I use, I get them at Target. They're pretty big. We will measure these because someone's going to inevitably ask me, well, how big? Well, they're obviously at least 13 inches long, I would think, or more. Let's see what we get. Oh, you're getting full service today, ladies. Yeah, these are 14 inches in length, and the width is 11 inches. So they're 14 by 11. They hold a lot of kits. I have plenty of space in the front here for a few more things. I can also, because they're 14, I can stack a 12 by 12 paper pad behind it. So I have these lined up on my countertop in my sewing room by category. So sewing, I have one that's all cooking to make a cooking journal. I have some lined up for black and white. So it just depends on what you're making. So each has its own basket and they're lined up. And then I have some lined on my floor for my general ones, like for all my rose journals that have roses on them. Now, if I have something in progress, I use these. This is just standard chipboard colored magazine holders. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. And these envelopes that I use also fit in here. Whoops. I think I just ripped the box. Throwing it around there. I'm going to have to glue that back together. All right. So I only have 4 in here, and these are projects, meaning I have started them. They have pieces in them, and I'm ready to put it all together. So things that I've started and I haven't gotten back to because I'm making videos all the time. So they go into this and they sit up on my counter next to those baskets. So this is how I store things that have the, when I call them projects, it means there's pieces inside here ready to go. Instructions, all kinds of goodies, where I got it from, whose it is, what the date was, my notes, whatever I'm doing, whatever my thoughts are, go into these. Okay, and I only have 4 in this one, so there's actually room for a couple more if you don't rip the box apart. So I'm going to have to fix that box after the video. So that's how I store those. Now, let's see. What else have I got? Okay, so also, this is all stuff I worked on for the last few weeks. Organizing, sorting. I have trays, scrap trays, just like Miss Gail. In fact, I got scrap trays like hers from her Gail's Favorite Things on her site. I ordered the trays. And this is where all those pieces I cut off go when I'm cutting out digitals. And I have one for pinks. I have one for creams. I have teeny tinies. And then I think that's it on these. So that's how my tiny little ones that are cutoffs of digitals that are printed on both sides, I always have strips. And I use those for all kinds of projects, as you know. Now, for my other strips, I have this. It's just a box that I got some flowers in one day. Real pretty, right? And like these are my coffee dyed, old book page, my parchment paper just white strips that come off of my, you know, when I cut off things. Then I have, when I use file folders, and I have extra pieces left over from file folders. So there's 4 or 5 bags here. They're easy for me to use. I just grab the bag or just grab a piece out of there. Nice and neat. Sits on one of my shelves, one of my storage carts, my craft carts. So I have that. That's how my scraps are stored. Now, just like Gail, I have things that are finished. As you can see, this is my finished box. And I have them by what they are. So in the back here, let's see. I have like, that's another one of those lovely baskets from Target. Narrow box will work. You know, a page tucks. I have things that are go on the edge of a page. But then I used a little card, a white divider card, in between each category. So like these all wraparound pages are all kind of like little mini book styles. They open up, you know, they open and they have paper or they have something in them. So there's that. So I kind of break them down by what they are. Like these are all pockets. And so those have their own little place. Then there's another card breaking it up. And then we have tags here. There's all of our tags. And then back here are big pockets and tags and things that would go into journals. So I just kind of broke them up. I know what the category is. You can just break it up by what you're going to use it for. And I just put a card in between so that I could see where one stopped and another started. I have a little tiny one that I'm going to be using for my little things, like my dangles here. I have my little dangles. And then I have some tiny little tags that I just don't want to get lost in the big box. So I'm going to be putting those in here for now until this gets fuller, and then I can put them in there and they won't go to the bottom. So that's how we store those. Then this one is another little container from Target. And these are things that are bases that I have made, and they're mostly decorated, meaning they look like this, but maybe they need a little tag or a word or something. And they're in here by category again, whether they're an envelope or a pocket or a tag, and they're all together. So like some of them, if I have a lot of them, I've put them inside these little clear CD holders. It's in a holder and they're all together so that I can find them when I'm looking for them. I know I have 2 of these. I have 5 or 6 of these. You know, I have a bunch of these. So whatever I have, again, they're separated within. I just did this weekend. I did not have it this organized, but I am organized now. So next time I'm making a journal, I'm going to thumb through and see what I have that goes with, that's almost ready to go, but just needs a little bit more decorating. So this is my to-do or to decorate box. Okay. This is one of them. I have another one. This is not the box that I made with Tina. You guys saw that on a video last week or the week before, where you saw the big mass making box, the shoe box that I had, and it's all broken out too by what it is, by category. This is another one of those, very similar. This is completed, see, but it needs a little more decorating. I need to finish it with lace and words and a goodie, okay? So when I start working on a project, those were just smaller pieces over there in this one, smaller and all pink. I don't know if you noticed that. This is other colors, all kinds of goodies in here, ideas, lots and lots of things that are folded and ready to go that just need complete decorating. They need the works. They need everything. So we have from started to needing everything and ideas. But again, broke it out by category. Put all the envelopes together, put all the pockets together, put all the tags together. And they're in another one of these Target baskets. Let's see, how long is this one? This is a different shape. They have a whole bunch of these in all kinds of shapes. Well, they did. COVID, who knows? You know, excuse me, I'm not allowed to say that word. With the pandemic, who knows what's available. Okay, so this is 14 inches, just like the other one, but it's not as wide. It is 6.5 inches in depth, I think. So this is great for this kind of thing. So these sit on my table in my sewing studio. Most of the stuff I'm showing you sits over there. Not everything, because I'm not using it every day. I'll bring it into my studio, my working studio, whenever I need to fill a journal, or those 2 baskets you just saw are going to be what I'm going to be making my videos out of. I'm going to go in there, pick something that needs to be decorated, finished, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull that there. Now, I have this little goodie that sits on my desk right in front of me, and it has all these wonderful little pouches in it. Don't ask me where I got these. I'll tell you. I got them from Target, but I got them almost 2 years ago at the beginning of the you-know-what, and I guess they put them out for mass or something. So they were $1, so I just picked them up, and it's what I put my words and things in. But they sit in another little plastic container box that they have over in the bathroom section of Target. Put soaps and things in, I guess, but this is what I put in them. And it sits on my desk. I also have these on my desk that have roses and things in them and cards. As you've seen a lot of this stuff. You see me take out my little baskets, you've seen how I store my ink pads right in front of me, my glues, okay, things that I use all of the time. These are my daily use things that are sitting in front of me. I have a big tray that I was going to show you, but I knocked something over into it and it's a mess. So now I can't show it to you because I didn't have time to clean it. So, in fact, I just knocked it over again. Oh my goodness. I don't think I can get it over to you. Can I get it over to you? Maybe I'll show it in another video. But it's cute. It has all kinds of, it has like these on it. And this. And all my little tins. So this is what I use for my bits and pieces. I'm going to put some of those back, quite a few. Those are my butterflies. I have 3 stacks of these for bits and pieces that you see me use all of the time. So you can see some of my storage is pretty, you know, I think common sense, standard, whatever, but I don't know. I have a little wire basket that I keep some of these are things I use all of the time for my scrap cabin ribbons. This is a funny little thing that was on a cake box. It was a cake box. My birthday cake came in it. So I turned it upside down because it fits these are all of my little die cuts. So, and they have a little, I took these clear CD holders I got from Amazon, and somebody asked me about them, and I will tell her the brand is Max Tech. Here it is right here. Can you see that? I think you can. Max Tech, made in China. Protect, organize, store, transfer CD and DVDs cases. Here is the part number. You might be able to put that into Amazon. Screenshot that and see if you can get some. They come 100 and I use them for every single little thing. All my little bits and pieces go into those. I've probably purchased those 3 times. I probably have 300 of them in use. Not all of them have buttons. Some, I'll show you. I have another little box here on my desk. Let's see. Some of these I need to add the buttons to. But just for my daily working ones, like this, things that I'm using right now or every day, I don't have the button on them because I needed to leave it open. But it still holds all of my bits and pieces. Sits in a little clear, another one that I got out, it's for soap or whatever from Target. I love Target. You guys probably have Dollar General, or I don't know what you have where you are, but you know, see if they have something like that. So some of them I put a button on, some I do not. If they have the die cuts in them, then I definitely put a button on them. So these are just all my little die cut pieces that I have cut out. And they sit in this, and it's right at my feet, or right by my knee, actually. So I can do that. Then I have another Target basket. Let's see. That is all what you would call, well, these are bits and pieces. Again, what I use on my journals. These are all things that I use on my journals. but they're also ephemera pieces from kits. And so sometimes you just buy a sheet of ephemera and you're like, what am I going to do with those? I'm going to lose them if I cut them up. So what I did was I put them in, well, that one has a button because it was over in the other side. But I just take those bits, and this is like from one of Tina's big kits. And I just cut it out and put all the pieces there. So that's another one of Tina's. So that's what goes in here. And these are, I just started doing this, so, you know, it's not super full, but it will be at some point, as you can see. We're getting there, you know. I got a little room left. So that's also sitting down by me. I can just pull it up onto my desk and store. I have a lot of my ribbons and things in these plastic shoe boxes. They're all over my room in all kinds of sizes. These are all a heavier ribbon that I use. These are all the crocheted ribbons that I use, and then just some miscellaneous ones that have kind of don't have a home. So, but I put them in by color and what they are, which is quite fun. And I have them on my shelves from vintage to, you know, whatever. So that's how I store my ribbons. I store some of my flowers that way. As you can see, I have a box of paper flowers. And I also have a basket of paper flowers on my desk right here that I use, you know, that are pinks and mints and things for my more of my shabby type work. These are other colors here from blue to black in there. I do have some tall magazine holders that are made specifically for 12 by 12 papers under my desk, right at my feet as well. I'm not going to pull those out because they're really heavy and I don't want to hurt my back again. So I think I also have a lovely basket of ribbons that sits on my desk with some little goodies so that I can grab those at a moment's notice. And more and more and more. I mean, I have storage for every single thing in my room. I look at a container and say, how can I use it? I have lots of these with my punches. So like all the punches in this size are here. If they fit in that, if they fit in. And all these are pencil boxes, children's pencil boxes. And they're all in a cubby together. And I have another one using those pencil boxes in a cubby that are full of my inks, and on and on. So I just thought today I wanted to share a few of my storage ideas. I do have stacks of these tiny little boxes I get at Dollar Tree, and I put little shapes in them. I put beads in them. You know, I mark them on the back and on the top with my little gun. I have jars for my ribbon. I have jars for my butterflies. I have jars for my pretties. So that's a little taste of the storage of Vintage Paper Girl. It's quite a bit. I do have a project tray like Gail, but I am not going to show that. It's just full of projects. So it's just a set of trays with wheels. And that's pretty much kind of how I store the majority. I do have craft carts. I have a number of those that have things like glues on one shelf. I have one that has a shelf full of just the netting, you know, all in different colors and sparkling, some, you know, stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways. Just be creative. Look at anything and everything and think, how can I use that? Like this was something my husband gave me flowers in. It's now my garbage bin. So I always look at something and think, how can I use that? How can that make my life better? This is a piece of crystal. I collect crystal, cut glass crystal. This is something I got at a craft store, and not a craft store, a thrift store. And I bought it and I thought perfect to stick my little things in. You guys have seen me a number of times take little crystal dishes that I get at the thrift store and put bits and pieces in them. Somebody was remarking on that the other day. So, and I have those all stacked up in a little corner, in a little shelf. And that's kind of how I, how I keep everything organized. So we went through that very quickly. I know I did that fast, but I didn't want this to be a long video. I just wanted to show you some organizational ideas and tips and what I've been doing. All these things I just showed you, I just finished organizing. Whoops, I just knocked over all my bits and pieces on my, oh my goodness, on my desk here. Hold on a minute. Oh, I don't want these rolling onto the floor. You know, I have a cat issue, so when they get on the floor, you know what happens. It becomes a toy. My fun work becomes a toy, and now I'm really struggling to get it away from them, especially Dommy. So anyway, everybody, thank you for coming along and looking at some of my organization tips. I'm going to look at this video. If it doesn't seem too crazy, I will post it for your Friday viewing. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous weekend and that you had a good week and you're all healthy and doing well. And I hope this gave you some ideas about how you can store your things, how you can organize it, condense it, keep it smaller, keep it corralled. Because this particular business, this particular craft, this particular funness expands, contracts, explodes, takes over your room, your TV tray, your dining room table, whatever you got, it just does. And so if you can keep it corralled in any way, even on a cart, that's, always helpful. So thanks a lot, everyone, for coming along. I hope to see you all again very soon. I love you guys. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.